Welcome to Mindspring Metro DC's September video blog on Storytelling for Learning, a conflict with a Rwandan warlord. This video will demonstrate the power of storytelling for training. As you may recall in the previous video and blogs, humans remember stories. Anytime you can relate a learning point to a story, especially one that is engaging and incites emotions, positive or negative, it is more likely to be remembered. In a presentation about conflict, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Energy drives conflict. Here these two men are involved in a conflict. Now, in order to drive home the point about energy driving conflict, here is how a story can be used to make the point. I was in Rwanda investigating genocide and human rights violations. My investigation led me and my bodyguard, Mick, to an area that was identified as being covered with dead bodies as a result of the conflict. And as I was walking around, assessing the situation, conducting my investigation, everything was quiet. All I saw were decomposing bodies lying in the field. Mick, my bodyguard, stopped me and pointed to the horizon and told me that a very angry Rwandan warlord was heading in our direction. I looked up, and off in the distance, I saw this Rwandan warlord quickly marching toward us. Mick hastily told me that I needed to speak as loudly as possible to match the warlord's tone and use as many French curse words as I could. I stood up, I had my resolve, I stood up taller, and I started marching toward the Rwandan warlord, screaming and hollering as loud as he was screaming and hollering. And I was using as many French curse words as I could, saying that we had the right to be in the area. By the time I reached the warlord, we both had our weapons at eye level. I looked into his eyes and saw that he had killed many times before. They were blood red. At this very moment, I ran out of French swear words. I couldn't think of anything to say. I stopped screaming and hollering. I lowered my voice and appealed to him in a calm manner and said to him that I needed to be in this area to help heal his country and that his boss had given me permission to be here, and that I knew that he and I both would not want to disappoint his boss. He lowered his weapon and said I could complete my investigation, and he walked away. At that moment, I realized like energy attracts like energy. I was screaming at him, and we were approaching each other in a hostile manner, just like the two men in the tug-of-war situation in the previous slide. I realized that in conflict, take away the energy and you take away the conflict. That is what happened with this warlord. I turned around and noticed that Mick never moved from the position from where he saw the Rwandan warlord. And all this time, as I was marching toward the warlord, I thought Mick was standing right beside me. As Mick and I were walking towards each other after the warlord had wandered off, and I reached him and I asked him, "Why did you leave me to meet the warlord alone?" And Mick said to me, "If I had been with you, we all would have been involved in a gun battle, and we would not be standing here today." And I realized, like energy attracts like energy. Thank you for listening to Mindspring Metro DC's latest video blog on Storytelling for Learning, Conflict with a Rwandan Warlord. For more information, please visit our website at www.mindspringmetrodc.com.